What's up, guys? We're back with another tier list. In today's tier list, we got a Transcendent hero tier list. Someone asked for it in the comments down below in my last video. So here we go. We are doing it. The first hero we got is Sia. And Sia is really good with dodge. She dodges a lot of attacks, heals up while she's doing it. She was the first ever Transcendent hero. This is in order. She's the first all the way to the newest right here. So she's honestly not too bad. She used to be like overpowered. She does some good damage, some steel tart damage, pretty good, active. We'll put her in the good tier. She's fallen off a bunch, but she's still a pretty good hero. Next hero is Queen, an amazing support hero. Usually the second hero you get after you get Aspen, so she's super used. Even with me, I'm using her right now, and she was my third hero. Like, I use her with Vulcan. With anyone you could use her. She's so good. She gives you extra damage whenever she does her active. It gives you extra damage. So you do her active before your main hero. If she goes first, makes you do extra damage. Which makes her really good. And she gives you pings as well. If you get attacked, you guys just ping back. It's like a counter attack. It's super duper good. So she is, of course, a super. She's in the super tier, which is just the overpowered tier, basically. But yeah, I might change this to OP. That's what it should have been in the first place. OP. She is an overpowered character. Next here we got is Asphodel. Asphodel, he's not used as much. Like, he barely gets used. But when he gets used, he's not too bad. His active absolutely demolishes the field. Usually, like, wrecks the field. If it doesn't, he dies and you lose. But it's usually like a nuke ability. It's pretty good. We'll put in good tier. Next here we got is Jara. And Jara, is, actually, that's what I was made. Okay, Jara, CC, she used to be overpowered back in the day when she was, like, very fast. You had to make her fast, so she goes for CC's the whole entire enemy team, and you just win, basically. Now, there's our heroes that are faster, so, like, our heroes kill her usually. So she doesn't even get to do her abilities most of the time, so now she's just pretty mid. Vesa is really good. Early game, you can use her with Eloise, and she could help out your Eloise, keep her alive, heal, give extra shields, do some pretty good damage as well. She's, I'll put her in good tier. Next here we got is Aspen. Everyone thinks he's the best Transcendent hero. Mostly everyone thinks that. He is very dominant. So, like, that is kind of true. He is very dominant. He puts fear on the enemies, which, like, mess them up. And makes Aspen do even more damage. His active is absolutely destruction. He is an overpowered hero. Next here we got is Eos. Which Eos puts burn on the enemy and just burns them away. And then where she dies, it makes Eos does even more damage. Like, wherever she dies, it damages our heroes, messes them up. But honestly, she's kind of a fail. Not much people use her. She's kind of weak-ish, so I'll put her in the fail category. She failed. Next here we got is Holmes Young, which he is pretty good. He does some control abilities, but now since we have Betty, and Betty's the dominant control hero, he's not as good anymore. So put him in the failed category too. Next here we got, but my love of him brings him to mid. Because I like Holmes Young a lot. The base version is really good, but this version a little, I think a little weaker. Next here we got is Freya. Freya gives damage reduction. She keeps your team alive. With the damage reduction, it helps out a ton because now your team's taking way less damage. She's a super duper good support hero. We'll put her in the super good category. Next here we got is Mockman, which could be our first gen zero. You know, he's in the mix with the top 3 most damage dealers. Some really good damage. He has defensive mode, which is I think it's here. There he has two modes: the gold and the blue. One mode is defensive. One mode is attackive. Defensive, he takes less damage and stays alive longer. Attack, he just starts slashing and just does a lot of damage. Pretty good overall. I'll put him in the super good category. Next here we got is Arania, which she is more of a late game hero. Like, whenever you get into her Destiny stuff, she starts getting really, really strong. She heals a ton. She does the burn. Her active, like, burns and puts, like, lava under your character. She starts shredding over time. She's an overtime pretty good hero, but she's kind of mid overall. Next here we got is Azrael, which Azrael, whenever he dies, it destroys the other team. As well, he does a few ticks, but he's honestly kind of weak. I feel like he's an obvious failure. Next here we got is Vulcan. My favorite character. His active is absolute destruction. It just does tick, 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 tick. Just does damage to every hero a few times, like 3 to 4 times. Just keeps hitting. Absolutely melts through shields, melts through a lot of stuff. Just so much damage. It's just such a destruction hero. He's an obvious OP. And of course, we'll put him at the top. Next hero we got is Elena, which he goes with the Aspen. He's good with Aspen. He's usually like your third Transcendence hero after Queen and Aspen. Pretty good support hero. It makes it takes away control effects. So like Betty, it takes away some of those effects. So it kind of helps you against control and stuff, which is pretty helpful. So she's about where Freya is, because Freya's like with Vulcan, Elena's with Aspen. So she's in the super good, about the same. Next here we got is Alamak, which is the shield hero, basically. He gives out so much shields, and this support is crazy. So yeah, he's super dominant. He even sometimes stuns, so he does counterattacks just as well. I love his counterattacks. He just hits back, and sometimes does daze. He dazes his enemies. So that's super duper helpful. He is an obvious OP. He's like a must support hero. Him and Queen are so good at being support heroes. These are the 2 damage dealers, 2 support heroes that you need. Both really good. Next we got is G-Ster, which his active just does hit, 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 hit. Just keep doing hits. But he has fell off a ton to a point where no one uses him. So, I really think he is a failure hero. And I'm going to swap some spots here. I feel like Arania should be in the good tier. Sia drop down. And starting with Sumzion go up. I feel like that fixes some things. But, here's our next hero, which is Natalia. Natalia is really good. She's basically the second to Vulcan, like Aspen Queen, Vulcan, Natalia. She's the duo, super good, gives out extra support with Vulcan, gives off some shields, makes us do extra damage, just super nice support hero with Vulcan. I'll put it in the super good category. Next here we got is Betty. Betty, the control hero of all control heroes. Better than Strongman, Home's young at control, better than Jara. She's just insane. PvP dominant. I love using her in PvP. It's so fun to use her. And they're up to add a new PvP mode, which would be very cool. But, of course, OP. Cannot be her. If you give her an energy artifact like Mir, she does CC, super helpful. Next here we got is Gaggy, which I don't have to say much. She has tornado ability, She does a little bit of damage. She has her ticking bombs, but she is an absolute failed hero. I don't even want to even talk about her. She's just a failure. Next person we got is Yorm Tom, which chases attacks, does a little bit of damage there, does a little bit of damage there, does a little bit of damage there. But overall, I'm definitely not a fan of him. I don't think he's that good. So put him in the mid category. Patricia, the new damage dealer. When she got added, she just does a lot of damage. and that is really good. She counterattacks. She just dodges, so much dodges. Like, I watched her, she dodged a Vulcan active, dodged an Aspen active, like, just dodging. She dodged the Asmodel nuke ability. She dodges so much. And then she does her little tap damage. Then over time, she starts ramping up and doing more damage, more damage. She's an obvious OP hero. OP, there's so much OP Transcendence heroes because Transcendence heroes are OP. So, that's why. And then Luna, she has different categories. But the problem with her is that she's a single target damage. Like, if you want to knock out a hero, like bosses and stuff, okay, she's pretty good. But for like 6 main teams, and if she's your main hero, that's a bad hero to have. But since she's good against bosses, we'll put her at good tier. But she's just kind of weak, that's all I need to say. And bad against full teams. So like, if she's a main damage dealer, it's kind of rough. But if you have like Vulcan main damage dealer, then her, just for like bosses and stuff, that's pretty good. That's why she's at good tier. Now we got the 2 newest. We got Alakita, which I've seen her in PvP. It's a little scary. I was playing Star Arena. She put like some weird... She does like any debuffs from the game. She just does them randomly. One, she did this stone ability, which is stoned. It's like the jar ability. It just stopped my Vulcan. Or at least so that I couldn't even get out of it. She does some crazy debuffs. She could put fear... She could do all kinds of weird stuff, so she's crazy with debuffs. I'll put her as super good. She's kind of scary to go against. And if you have her on our team, she could be good. We need more testing with her, but she seems pretty good. And then the new hero, Melissa. And she has shields on her stuff. Rise, she starts the battle. She's like already has tons of shields on her. And she buffs herself. I think she buffs the team a little bit too. She's not really a damage dealer. She just supports a bit. Like, I mean, she's pretty good. What I've seen for her, good. We don't know much so far. And Williams will be coming. My next tier list for Transcendence will probably be next year. And Williams will be in that. And probably another new Transcendence hero. So we'll do it next time, guys. But so far, this is the updated Transcendence hero tier list. We'll see you guys on the next video.